What up, gang? This is Meaty, or Mr. Meaty for short. Meats on deck. We have the meats. All that good stuff. Anyway, today I'm going to be sharing a story time about when I got caught on the Long Island Railroad. I was about 14, maybe 15 at the time, sophomore in high school, however old that is. It was spring break. First couple days of spring break, the vibes were immaculate, and I was looking for something to get into with one of my friends. We'll call him Y Guy. So we meet up in Bait, and we're like, let's check out the tracks, because we were near a station, just walking around. So we decided to follow the tracks along the street, and eventually we come to a spot where we could hop the fence. So we jump over. We're looking around a little bit, and then one of our other friends, we'll call him C-Bone, common nickname for this guy, I guess. He says that he could pull up in about 30 minutes. So we're like, all right, bet. We didn't really have shit to do for the next 30 minutes, so we're just chilling under a bridge. There's traffic passing over us. Trains coming by every 5-7 minutes. Because this is the railroad, in Queens. That's no joke, a lot of trains coming by, I guess. But anyway, he eventually makes it there, brings us some Arizonas. We drink those, and then one of our biggest mistakes, we decided to walk down a little further, and eventually we crossed over the Cross Island Parkway, which, for those of you who don't know, is a very busy highway. A lot of cars going by under us. I took a nice little selfie. I'll pop that up on the screen. Keep in mind, I was a youngin' at the time, so I don't look like that now. But anyway, we walk a little further, and then we're like, all right. At this point, we've already been there for about 30 minutes. Me and my guy had taken a few flicks that I posted on the gram. They were fire flicks while we were waiting for C-Bone. Anyway, we were walking back, and as we're walking back, we see a cop car pull up on the other side of the fence. Not the side we hopped on, but we see the cop car pull up, but there's a train coming on the side we're on, and in order to get away from the cops, we have to cross in front of a train, which is about 30 seconds from passing us. And the trains don't stop, because keep in mind, we're not at a station. So we're like, oh fuck, what do we do? We're a bit puzzled at the moment, not knowing what to do, thinking we're about to get fucked. So I'm like, all right, we got to dip. I cross in front of the train, and for those of you who don't know how the Long Island Railroad works, there's a third rail, it's called, in between the two tracks, which powers the trains. Yeah, you don't want to touch that. Shit ton of electricity over there. High voltage. Stay away. But I cross over it, and my other two friends, they don't know what the fuck to do. They're like, I don't want to cross that, man. I'm like, okay, whatever. The train eventually pulls up and actually stops. The trains don't stop, and the conductor was on my side. And I'll never forget, he opens the window, he looks at me, he's like, oh, you guys are fucked. I'm like, yeah, I know. But I'm not running away, because my friends are on the other side, the side with the cops. And I'm not going to ditch my friends. I mean, I probably could have. Maybe I should have, but anyway, the train pulls off. And once the train passes, I see on the other side, cops have my friend in a fucking death grip. They're like, you, come over here, don't try and run. I'm like, all right. Like, come on, I could have tried to run. Why do you think I'm still here? Don't tell me not to try and run. Could have gotten away from you guys, you dicks. But anyway, I cross over. They're like, oh, watch that rail, son. I'm like, yeah, I know. Ain't my first rodeo. But I cross over. This one cop, she has me in a absolute death grip on my wrists, crushing my wrist. Takes us into the cop car. And we're like, fuck. We're not exactly thrilled sitting in the back of the cop car, which was relatively comfy. We make it to the station, and they're like talking to us. They're like, give us your parents' phone numbers. We're gonna tell them to come pick you up. They didn't charge us with anything, thank God, because we were young, but we didn't have anything on our bags. They thought we had bombs or some shit, because 7 people called the cops on us. Those motherfuckers were about to send a helicopter to look for us. That's what they said, and they said we would have had to pay for it too, so I'm glad that didn't happen. If we ran away, that's probably would have happened. And if we got caught, assuming we didn't run fast enough, we would have had to pay for a search helicopter. Hell no. But we didn't have to do that, so they get our numbers for our parents, and I'm so nervous. I give them my own number, and I didn't even do that on purpose. So they call, and my phone starts ringing. I'm like, oh shit, that's not it. And they're like, oh, your parents didn't pick up. I'm like, oh, try this number, and then I gave them the actual number. My parents eventually came. We were getting picked up one by one. We're sitting in the same room waiting for our fate. And yeah, needless to say, my parents were not very happy with that. Ruined my spring break. It was like the second, third day of spring break. Everything was going great. I was excited for the rest of the week, but nah, I was just stuck in my room with a fidget spinner for the rest of the week. Like those were dope. So I learned some cool tricks during that time. It was sweet, but yeah. But fast forward a little while later, my friend tells me, Y guy tells me, he's like, yo, I saw one of those cops that pulled up on us that day. He was being a traffic cop. Like, goddamn, bro. That was probably the highlight of his career right there. Catching some kids on train tracks, bro. Like, damn, what a bozo. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed that story. Leave a like, maybe subscribe if you want to hear more stuff. But this will probably be the first video I post. Stay tuned for more. Peace out.